So I decided to take a couple of my primes out of their boxes. I've had these guys a while now, and they've only ever been out, both of them maybe 2 or 3 times a piece. And I was thinking I might as well do like a little review of like the 2 different versions of Optimus Prime. Well, actually there's probably a couple dozen versions of Optimus Prime, but I'm just going to do 2. And one of them is the Gray Roller Prime, and also known as like the Diaclone Prime, like one of the early versions. And then there's the Standard Prime, which came out a little bit later. But if you look at the boxes, you might already tell which one's the older one just by looking at it, because there are some things that are different. I mean, it looked the same to the untrained eye, but there's a couple things you could already tell which one's the older one. So I'll give you a couple seconds to look at that and see which one do you think is the older Prime. Just wanted to show you a quick shot of the back of the box. You could actually, there's a couple things different in the back of the box too if you look real closely, or if you can even see it. I don't know if I'm zooming in enough, but okay, so I slipped them out of the boxes, and if you guessed the one on the left that was the older Prime, the Gray Roller Prime or Diaclone one, then you are correct. It's a little bit in worse condition than the one I have on the right, which is a Standard Prime, which has never been used or anything. I also switched the boxes around. The last shot, when I turned the boxes around, I switched them, so I kind of tried to trick you guys. So, anyways, we'll get started with this right now. Now, if you look closely, yeah, you could probably see from that angle. You'll notice right here, it has these holes right here, and that is a metal plate fixed to the inside of the trailer. And the regular one, Standard Prime, doesn't have that. This one weighs a lot more than this one right here. That's just one way to tell them apart. And I'll take them out of the styrofoam and show you another way. Alright, so I open up the trailers, and you probably could tell a couple things that are very different right now. The old Prime, Diaclone or Gray Roller Prime, obviously has a gray roller with a gray, what would you call that thing, a launcher. Here we got the standard one, solid black, and it has a blue roller that I have never been put together with different, you know, fists and stuff like that. Also the color from the cabs, if you look closely, you notice the one on the left is a little bit more orange, and it also doesn't have a rub sign, so that means it's even older. Now we go to the fists right here. I haven't taken these out of the package. I'm not going to do that for this video, so I may never. Here's the standard, or not the Standard Prime. Here's the Standard Prime here on the right. You notice a different color and a different. See if I can get a close up of that. See the way they look. And it's kind of hard to see. Sorry, but the Diaclone or Gray Roller Prime's fists are much different than that. They don't have the same color, and the fists stick out like that, like he's got his fist like out of his, or his thumb out of his fist right there. Also the gun's very different too. Look at the gun right here. See how huge that thing is with the barrel right there with the gun? And you compare it to like the other regular gun, see how much smaller it is? So those are some of the differences. Also the missiles, I should point out, are gray on this one right there, where the missiles over here are solid black. You can see them through the plastic, I think. Anyways, that's just some of the differences right there. Like I said, there's so many different variants and differences. I just thought it was kind of interesting to maybe just put this video together, because I've never, well, I have taken these guys out a few times, but I never really have done like a video on them at all, and they're 2 of my favorites. I got them for a good price, so that is it, I guess. Also the foam, I should mention. The old one, Diaclone or Gray Roller one, doesn't come with any little instructions right there, but the newer one tells you to put your finger in the little holes in the back of the foam, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it does help. See the holes right there? To push it, because it's really tough. It was really hard for me to get that guy out, actually. And this one actually does, yeah, it does have holes. Okay, cool. So that is it. One more thing I forgot to mention was, I told you that this one has metal plates, and to prove that they are metal, I took this magnet, Triclops from He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and you put him on there, and he does not move at all. You can probably hear them shaking, but these are metal plates actually affixed to the sides of the trailer in the inside, while this one is just a sticker, which I guess makes sense because they wanted to save money, so Hasbro just threw a sticker on there instead of the metal. But that's cool though. I mean, if you've got a metal trailer, you could tell the difference, because I weighed these with my hand, and this one is much heavier than this one right here. That's a good solid piece of metal right there. Okay, so that concludes the video. Hope you liked it. There's, like I said, there's so many different variants of Optimus Prime. It's just out of control. I mean, there's just different things, little minor things. I only pointed out just a couple. And if you don't have a Generation 1 Optimus Prime, no matter what version you get, I recommend it because he's the most iconic Transformer there ever is and ever will be. So that's me signing off. Adios.